frankly, there aren't that many charts that look like
Bus
this.
is leaving. Yep.
This is Pfizer, PFE. And, this is, here's the COVID fiasco, that has been hurting them forever, took this thing down. And this is sort of, Martian stuff. They had good data for Lyme disease. I mean, I'll go through the technicals. That's a new high right down today on, close to 2x, 3x normal volume. The relative strength looks great. It acts great in a lousy tape. They had good data for a Lyme disease vaccine. They had promising news on 2 oncology drugs. People are looking at their oral GLP-1s as a potential catalyst down the road. And 6.7 dividend yield, maybe a little bit less now, and 9 times earnings. So, I mean, I got to believe there's a lot of people saying, even as just a place to hide, this is pretty promising. Clearly, the stock, when things are good, can get, can be a double or a triple, double, let's say. And I'm just stunned that I'm talking about Pfizer, but I like that when I stumble upon things that I think are dead and they become exhumed. And Pfizer's getting exhumed.
Although the volume is just kind of meh.
Not today, it isn't.
No, is it?
Not today. 56% above normal.
Oh, today it is. Okay.
And then look at the longer term. I mean, it isn't monolithic, but that's okay. But look, the blue's beating the pink down here, in my opinion.
Okay. No, you're right.
So I think this is going to be a name that people are going to want to top off, and you show to your constituents, hey, I'm trying to play some defense here with oil prices going into the stratosphere, and this is a name you're going to get rewarded with, and you get paid to wait.
Yep.
We'll
get some feedback from Maris on the chat.
I'd love it.
That's a great call.
I love it. I literally found it late last night, but and then they had some good news apparently today, and this is a breakout. So I'm intrigued.
You're constructive. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I can't buy individual names, unfortunately, but for those who can, I like to point them out, especially when they, when things have been left for dead. This isn't dead anymore.
I wonder what the what kind of holding does XLV have of this?
Good. I don't know. I didn't look. My suspicion is relatively low. I think of that as being, UNH and J&J and that kind of a thing. But I'll look it up. All
right.
I got 2 more, and then we'll get out of here. And Steve, if you have something you want to talk about, I'm all ears. But the deterioration of banks and financials continues. This is Bank of America, and that's death cross is what they call it. It's a little hyperbolic, but that's the today coming down through the 200. And this is Bank of America, BAC. If I didn't say that.
Yeah.
And JP Morgan started this a month ago, which is the granddaddy of them all. And banks are having a problem. They're having a problem. And I don't know if it's credit, interest rates, or both, but it is, get out of the way. I'm looking to go short via SEF, which is Berkshire Hathaway, which also doesn't look good, and JP Morgan and Visa. And, what did I just name? Mom and apple pie. And it's time for, that's how pervasive this.
Charlie's been all over this too, right?
Oh, Charlie's been killing it.
Get the hell out. Yeah.
Killing it. Now, and he was saying that before I did, but now I'm seeing the technical confirmation that fortifies me at least.
Yep. Okay.
And lastly, and I should have waited for Mackie, but this is another thing that surprised me. This is Target. That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And,
new CEOs making some moves.
Yeah. And the common wisdom is, $4 gas, bad for consumers. They pull back and they continue their exodus to Costco and Walmart. But maybe that's all in the price. And they're going to give this guy a shot to turn things around. But we had a lot of bad news over the last 3 months, and this is acting really, really well. So I was pleasantly surprised by this. Kudos to Mackey. He's been on this. He's forgotten more about this than he knows. His dad was the CEO. To members that don't know that, so I'm in a tape that has a lot of broken and breaking down charts. Here's one that is two that are looking pretty darn good.
Yep. And anecdotally, he was going to put his team was going to put my Einstein bars in the spring, and they pushed me out to fall. So
those devils.
they're being careful and thoughtful about what they're doing, which is smart. I didn't like the decision, but it is what it is.
Okay.
How many stores?
We're going to start with like 700.
That's the nice
We're going to do a regional.
Good for you. Good for you.
But anyway, we'll see.
I'll
believe it when I get the purchase order.
To the members that haven't tried them yet.
Yeah. Get them in your hands, try them, and then you'll get it. All right, guys. Thanks for all the good insight. We will be back here tomorrow. Happy month end, happy quarter end, and man, this market today. Got a bid. Be careful out there.
See you at 3:30. See you at 3:30.
3:30. We'll see you at 3:30.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Take care, guys. Justin, thank you.